Are you just one of the guys in there? I know that in the past people have said you run the camp, you're in charge.
People talk so much shit about me. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, if I'm someone that runs, like what you said about, like, am I being myself now? I'll just always keep it 100. Like, if I'm someone that runs my camp, I'm not going to change that. I'm two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Why am I going to change that? Like, why am I going to go to Derek and be like, yeah, everything I've done, forget it. You go and take lead. Like, I've always let my coach lead. Like, whatever he thinks he should do. Ask Derek. The only thing I will dictate on is me wanting to do more. So that's probably the only thing I'll ever ask him to do. Oh, can we do one more round on this? Can we do one more round on that? Like, I'm not dictating writing out a program like at 8 o'clock at night when I should be in bed resting. It's like, people just talk a lot of shit about me.
Chaos broke out today in what might be one of the craziest scenes boxing has seen in years. Reports say Anthony Joshua actually took a swing at Jake Paul backstage right after their press conference. And this wasn't one of those stage stare-down shoves or promotional antics. This was real, the kind of heat that erupts when trash talk crosses the line. Let's rewind. Today was the first official press conference for Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, a matchup nobody predicted, nobody demanded, and almost nobody can logically justify. But it immediately blew up because Jake Paul didn't walk in showing fear or respect. He didn't even look nervous. Instead, he doubled down on the...
You were locked in on him. You were zeroing in on him. I would imagine maybe one of the first times you've seen him in person.
Oh, that chain.
Okay. What was
Shit's nonsense. Chain is nonsense. I'm like, you mean...
You're going to war, maybe this is how it's going in your head.
Perhaps the chain on the line as well.
I put the chain on the line. I put the chain on the line, but you got to put something on the line.
The moment Jake touched the mic, he unloaded on Joshua. Not playful banter, real shots. Jake stared at one of the most dangerous heavyweights alive and flat out said he'd knock him out. The room instantly shifted. Fans laughed, analysts shook their heads, and even Joshua raised an eyebrow like, is this kid for real?
Of matchroom boxing and changing the plans, and it's going to be me versus Tyson Fury next year.
Yeah, if I'm going to be honest, I'm going to break his face, I'm going to break his body up, I'm going to stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it. And
At first, Joshua stayed composed, calm posture, steady breathing, classic AJ focus. But Jake kept turning the pressure up. Every time Joshua tried giving a respectful answer, Jake cut him off, stepped in closer, brought up AJ's past losses, and promised to embarrass him. Eventually, Joshua snapped and fired back, saying he'd smash Jake's face in. From that point forward, the energy in the room changed completely.
It'll be the toughest fight of his career.
sharp, relax.
The most embarrassing fight of his career.
Chair across your face.
Yeah, I think he's about to cry.
Then came the face-off, and visually it said everything. Jake Paul isn't standing across from a Tank Davis-sized opponent anymore. He's not the physically bigger man. Next to Anthony Joshua, Jake looked like a freshman staring up at the varsity heavyweight.
You look forward to facing off with Joshua. To break down the face-off, what do you think about his size? Did you say anything? Did he say anything?
No, we didn't say anything, but he looks intense, focused, locked in. He's obviously very, very tall. Looking up, my tallest opponent. My eyes are at his, chest level. But yeah, he's locked in. I'm locked in. I don't think there's fear in his eyes or in my eyes.
Yeah, Jake, tell us the difference between your face-off with Gervonta, where you're a head taller looking down, and now looking up at Joshua.
No, it's surreal. All of it is very, very funny, and my neck started to hurt after looking up for a little bit. But this is what we signed up for, and he's very tall, but that means I can use my speed and my size to my.
The size gap was insane. Even fans in the crowd whispered things like, this is a mismatch, and Jake's crazy for taking this. And honestly, they're not wrong. Jake is stepping in front of an Olympic gold medalist, a former unified heavyweight champion, and one of the hardest punchers of this generation. But Jake kept the same attitude, No backing down, no breaking eye contact, still chirping nonstop. That energy carried right into the backstage area, and that's where everything blew up.
Makes you confident that you can shock the world and beat him. The last time we saw this man compete, it was at Wembley Stadium fighting Daniel Dubois for the heavyweight championship. He's not someone who's past his prime, he's not someone who's over the hill. And yes, that fight didn't go his way, but he's still very much in the game. He's one of the best heavyweights in the world. What is it about his game, though, that makes you confident that you can shock the world and beat him?
Yeah, look, he's one of the best heavyweights ever. But I believe that fighting a smaller man is oftentimes harder as a heavyweight because of the speed difference and because of the foot speed, because of the angles, because of the head being off of the center. And so all of that power is great, and he's knocked people out. I just have to avoid that one shot for 8 rounds, and I believe that
Footage spreading online shows that after the press conference, when both fighters were walking backstage, Jake had more to say. The only advantage Jake could possibly have is the mental game, and even that's questionable. But something was different this time. Jake said something the mics didn't pick up. Whatever it was, it set Joshua off instantly. AJ swung at him. Security rushed in immediately, pushing Joshua back, shoving Jake against the wall, and halting everything. Their teams started yelling across the hallway. Jake sighed, saying Joshua was out of line. Joshua's team saying Jake disrespected a champion. One thing became clear: Jake wanted attention, and he definitely got it. Remember, Jake Paul was never supposed to fight Anthony Joshua. He was originally lined up to fight Gervonta Tank Davis at 135 pounds, a completely different world. But that fight collapsed overnight because of Tank's latest legal trouble. His ex-girlfriend filed serious charges against him, and Jake's promotion quickly backed away. They weren't about to promote a fight in the middle of a case like that.
he just represents everything that's wrong with boxing, unprofessionalism, and you know he's getting what you know, he's reaping what he sows. But I hate working with people like that. He stands everyone up, film crews, everything. Doesn't do any promotion, doesn't do any posts, but it is what it is. I'm actually glad this all happened this way so that he doesn't get, you know, the biggest paycheck of his life and just continues to be a...
The moment that fight collapsed, Jake was furious about losing another huge opportunity. That frustration pushed him to chase an even bigger name, Anthony Joshua.
What thing is crazy?
Is that a real conversation?
Jake's a fucking lunatic, and it's probably real. I saw Joshua knock out Francis Ngannou, and the guy was like out cold for 5 minutes. And this is a guy who had never been knocked down, let alone knocked out.
If he steps in the ring with him, and actually a bell rings and there are punches thrown, every bit of Jake Paul is not a real boxer conversation is gone.
Jake had casually mentioned Joshua for months, claiming he could expose him, but everyone dismissed it as delusion. Then, shockingly, Joshua's team actually responded. Why? Because as AJ said in an interview, if two elite boxers fight and nobody watches, what's the point? Jake brings the attention. AJ brings the skill. Everyone wins.
He is a smart operator. I think he's managed to put a good team around him to help him achieve his wildest dreams. But in short, I think he's a smart young man. I'm gonna come to fight, and by the way, there's no like stuff in the contract that says that I can't do this. I'm gonna come to fight, you know. So that's what he wants, though. So it's not crazy. He's getting what he wants. It's not crazy. That's what I said. I don't think Jake's crazy. He's a realist. He's a logical man, and he wants to fight. He wants to fight good fight. Jake called me directly. Called me. He didn't call my team. Jake called me. I said, okay, no problem.
Easy money.
Not easy money. We'll see. I'll let you know December 19th, December 20th.
Outside of maybe the financial reward, what is the value in fighting Jake for you? What's the motivation in taking this?
So you've got ability and you have marketability in boxing. Now, unfortunately, how it goes is you could have the two best fighters with the best ability, but they don't have marketability. So they won't be able to showcase their talent to the world because broadcasters won't be interested and fans aren't that interested. So what we need to do is bring the marketability aspect into the ability realm. So that's what I've always tried to focus on, is bringing eyes onto the sport. And young boxers, I always say, don't wait until you become a champion before you announce to the world who you are. It's too late then. You need to get people following you. So by the time you're a champion, everyone's ready to buy a ticket. I want to see this guy. He's in town. And that's why we need to bring the marketability aspect. So I looked at it and said, wow, this is a great opportunity to showcase myself to the whole world. And God willing, my prayers are answered and I get the job done and I hurt Jake in spectacular fashion and get a victory. All that market then comes over to me and I can focus on other fighters that have pure ability that need this promotion that I can bring to them.
Joshua is earning one of the biggest paychecks of his career for what he sees as easy work. Fans will tune in because, well, Jake is Jake. And the sport grows because this matchup guarantees one thing: attention. Millions of new viewers. Millions of casual fans pulled in. So, people saying AJ is taking a gimmick fight need to remember, this is business, not emotion.
To the people who say Anthony is ruining his legacy just by taking this fight.
Fans don't respect what he's done in the sport already. He's an Olympic gold medalist, 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world.
I sort of sympathize with him because I feel like if he doesn't beat him quicker than he beat Francis, people are just going to write it off. I'll ask you bluntly, have there been any discussions about there's an agreement, there's a secret contract? Have any of those discussions happened regarding this fight?
It's an 8-round professional fight. AJ wouldn't have taken it if that was the stance it had to be, if it was an exhibition, if it was you've got to hold him up for 8 rounds. It wouldn't suit Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua is going in there too.
Let's be brutally honest. Jake Paul cannot beat Anthony Joshua. Not under any set of rules. Not with any trainer. Not with any miracle game plan. Every expert agrees, except Tyson Fury, who joked that Jake would win just to stir controversy.
There's been some talk about possibly Joshua using Jake Paul as a tune-up to fight you. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know about tune-up. I think Jake Paul knocks him out.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Why so? What impresses you about Jake Paul?
I just think Jake Paul would knock AJ out. I think AJ's a spent force, and I think Jake Paul's on the rise. And I like his new heavyweight look.
Joshua is bigger, stronger, faster, more technically sound, vastly more experienced, hits harder, has better footwork, better timing, and more ring IQ. Jake has never faced anything remotely close to this. This isn't a retired fighter. This isn't an MMA crossover. This is an active heavyweight who knocked out Francis Ngannou and has traded punches with the hardest hitters alive.
If I can beat Jake Paul, then excuse my French, what the fuck is Anthony Joshua going to do to Jake Paul? I think my dad said that AJ could beat him with his prick, and I completely will back that up. Even if AJ had a broken arm in there, it still wouldn't go past a minute. To be quite honest with you, and as a safety aspect, there's no way that fight can go ahead. At the end of the day, my God, how good does it make me look? He gets beat by Jake Paul. Well, that automatically makes me 2-time heavyweight champion of the world, doesn't it? There's no proper way. I've got to laugh about it. How are we even talking about this? He got his nut boxed off by me a little over 2 years ago, and now all of a sudden he's talking about fighting Anthony Joshua. It's like, come on. Like, you can't be serious. He can't beat me. I'm not Anthony Joshua, am I? So it's just ludicrous.
And even if this is labeled as an exhibition, Joshua made one thing crystal clear. There's nothing in the contract that says I can't break his face. When a heavyweight says that, it's not a warning. It's a statement of intent. Fans are genuinely concerned Jake could get seriously hurt. Some believe the fight shouldn't even be sanctioned. Others think this is the first time Jake's taken a fight where the danger is genuinely life-changing.
That's going to be inflicted to him. Boxing's a dangerous, dangerous game. Your brain isn't supposed to rattle around in your head, particularly the way it's going to for Jake Paul when Anthony Joshua starts letting those punches fly. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be, I hope they've got some real good paramedics close by because it could be that bad.
Jake's team is trying to prepare him for Joshua's size and power, but preparation can only go so far. You can't replicate Olympic-level pedigree, championship conditioning, or years of fighting elite competition.
Has lost his mind. This is probably the worst mistake of his career. Even in the poster, you can see this is a David and Goliath story here. I mean, there's times where I thought Jake is a cruiserweight. There's times where I thought even he could be a light heavyweight. And now he's stepping in with one of the most chiseled, bona fide heavyweights in the world right now in Anthony Joshua. I'm about to break the internet over Jake Paul's face. I'm not sure if that makes any sense, but it sounds fucking demented, terrifying. And speaking of the insanity of this thing, here is what the first line is. Jake as a plus 800. I have a feeling that's going to shift even more toward AJ. AJ's the 18-wheeler going 90 down the straightaway, and Jake is in a golf cart going 10 miles an hour, headed right back at the 18-wheeler. It's going to be freaking destruction. Look at the reach. He's got a 6-inch reach on Jake. And trust me, the Chloe concept has told me the 6 inches is more than enough.
Once the bell rings, Jake enters a completely different universe. Joshua isn't just bigger. He's a true heavyweight with world-class experience. Jake can jab, move, and try to survive, but Joshua won't rush. He won't fall for the mistakes Jake needs. AJ will stay composed, walk him down, and the moment Jake slows or gets trapped on the ropes, Joshua will unleash. And that's when the fight changes instantly.
AJ will start the fight. The referee will say, come to the center of the ring. AJ will walk back. He will go over and knock out Jake Paul in about 40.
Even though it's an exhibition, AJ's power doesn't magically disappear. He already said he isn't holding back, and nothing in the contract prevents him from going for the finish. Jake's camp can drill strategies all day, but there is no practice that prepares you for a heavyweight who knocks out natural giants.
The Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul rumours, they're getting obviously really, really strong.
I mean, I kind of want Anthony Joshua to fight him because he's going to earn a lot of money, and I don't even, you know what, matter of fact, I don't even want to see Jake Paul knocked out because I think he's good for boxing. I think he brings a new eyes to the sport. I think he brings a good energy, so I'm not even hating.
Jake might land something early, but Joshua has absorbed punches from far more dangerous hitters. Realistically, this fight looks one-sided. Joshua dictating the pace, Jake fighting to stay afloat, and eventually the difference in skill and size showing in brutal fashion.
Golden cockerel, as you call yourself, as well as the problem child. Talk about that delusional optimism. Do you really, truly believe that you can go in there and beat this behemoth from British boxing?
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. 100%. Self-belief is the most powerful thing in the world. And it's been there since my first fight, my second fight. Wasn't supposed to be Nate Robinson, Ben Askren, Tyron Woodley, the UFC champion with hammers in his fists. Not supposed to beat Silva, the list good, Mike Perry, the king of violence. All easy work. I know this is much more challenging, but I know what I'm capable of in the gym, and I know that my team knows what I'm capable of and entrusting in them. And this is going to be fun. I want him to cut me up. I want him to break my face. But guess what? He's going to have to kill me to stop me. And I'm ready to die. Seriously ready to die in the ring to win this fight.
Seriously ready to die. Seriously ready to die.
We're all born to die, baby.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
Still, you have to give Jake credit for one thing: courage. Jake is taking on a man that nobody in his natural weight class would dare approach. He's walking into danger knowing he's not supposed to win. Whether you call it brave, reckless, or foolish depends on who you ask, but it's undeniably bold.
While I think a heavyweight has a chance in any fight, a puncher's chance, I don't think Jake Paul has anything for Anthony
Do you
Joshua.
respect him for taking it?
Yeah, you have to because that's terrifying. Like that. Look, I understand that Jake Paul is ranked in cruiserweight, but they're weight classes for a reason.
Yeah.
And this is a man that I thought was going to be the guy who knocked off Fury and Deontay Wilder, and a lot of people thought that. A lot of people thought he was going to be undisputed.
Two-time unified heavyweight champion, Olympic gold medalist in 2012. His last fight was for the title against Daniel Dubois and got knocked out. That was his last fight. So it's not like he's washed up. It's not like he's fighting bums and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a crazy thing. I get annoyed at the people who are doing like the sanctimonious thing, that this is a stain on AJ's legacy, that this is a stain on the sport of boxing, because you often hear that from people who actually don't watch boxing, don't know anything about AJ, don't know anything about the sport, and it's like, save me the sanctimony, because as you probably know, boxing has been doing fights like this for decades.
Jake wants to prove he's more than a YouTuber. He wants the boxing world to finally respect him. But the truth is, this might be a mountain he simply can't climb.
Joshua, exclusive, because I know that I will beat Anthony Joshua. I know I will beat. Knocked out, right? Yeah. He doesn't have a chin, and he has no skill, and he's stiff. And I love you, Anthony. We're friends. But I want to fight you. I will beat Canelo. I will beat a lot of people.
That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future content. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next one.